Hi guys, it's Cooley. Good day and welcome back. So this is a quick tutorial on how to make this Ankara shift dress with a waist drawstring and a bishop sleeve. So you'll be needing up to 3 or 3.5 yards of Ankara for this. So what you just need is to so let's get started. The first thing is to get your shoulder line. That is your starting line. I marked that my starting line. So the next thing is to get your gown length. I use 38 inches plus the folding and everything is 38 inches. So after that, I got my waist location, which is 16 inches. I use 16 inches for my waist location. Once you're done with that, you extend the line very well. So the next one to do is to take your shoulder measurements. Your round shoulder divided by 2 is whatever you have. Then do your shoulder slope. Then the next thing is to get your chest line. I use 8 inches, my normal chest line, because this is not a cut together dress. So once you have your chest line, you take your shoulder down, then you take your bust measurement. Here I was contemplating if to do it an extended shoulder, so I got my chest line. I added extra 4 inches on my waistline. I measured the total amount I have on my chest line, which is 14. Then I minus 1 inch for the waist, so I used total of 13 inches for the waist. So my full length, I added on the length, I added my chest measurement, then I extended it by 2. I made it in form of an A-line gown because I don't want it to come straight. So I just added extra 2 inches there. So on that seam side seam line, I went up by 1 inch just to give it a curve, not to have it um I went up so that I will avoid it having a sharp edge there. So that is what I did there. Sorry. So the next thing now is to take your shoulder measurements, get your armhole curve, and that is just it for this dress. So that is what you need for this dress. So the next thing is to take your neck width, your neck depth. I use 3 by 3. So the back is 1, the front depth is or 3 inches. So now depends on how much you want, the wideness you want for this. Sorry guys, I didn't know that my camera wasn't placed very well, but I was trying to show you, like, if you want to make it a kimono, you just use a v-neck. So on that, you just go down by like 9 inches, or use your chest line, then you connect it in a v form. That is if you want to make it a kimono, but I made this a dress. If you want to make it to look like the one on the thumbnail, so the v-neck line is what you are going to use. So after that, you're just going to slit the rest open, the chest. So you just cut it out the way I'm marking it. That is if you want to make it as a jacket. Then, but I don't want to make it a jacket because I don't have enough fabric to make the short, but it's just the same pattern. If you want to make a jacket, just use the same pattern, so you get it. Instead of making it a round neck, you just cut straight down with a v neckline. So that is just it. The front part will be slitted open. So once you have it this way, I'm going to cut it out. This is how you are going to cut it out. Sorry that the camera wasn't placed very well. Remember that if you are making a kimono, if you want it as a jacket, the neckline will still be 1 inch or 1.5. I said it's just exactly the same thing. The only difference is the front neckline, but the back neckline is going to be the same, round 1 inch. So this is how the front looks. I'm going to use it to cut exactly the same thing for the back. So here that I have the back and the front. So I'm going to separate it and cut the front neckline. But before that, I'm going to use a facing for the neckline. So I'll get another fabric. So I'm going to place it
Just for the front neckline, for me to cut the front neckline. That's fine. Over for the side is again to do the neckline. So I'll fold this. So I'm cutting a facing for the front neckline. So I'll get the front neckline. I'll place the front. Remember that if you're making a kimono, you don't need you just need something like a placket where you will use to cover the rough part, or you can line it just like the one on the thumbnail. So I'm going to place my fabric, make sure that this part is equal. Then I'll cut the neckline. This is my front neckline that I'm cutting now. Remember that I said I'm not using this thing. So this is the front neckline. So if you like, you can just trace the shoulder part a bit. So I've traced the shoulder part to the length that I want. So the next thing to do now is to take the measurements you want for your this thing. For your this thing, I'm using it to be 5 inches. So I'm taking that 5 inches around. So it's just the same thing for the back. This is my facing. So this is my front facing. So I'll cut the front angle. So this is what I have for the front. I'll get the facing and place it right side facing each other, just so it's round. So this is how the face is then top stitch. So I'll do the same thing with the back. Like I'll show you what I meant by the back is going to have a slit so that you can easily pass, so that you can easily pass through your head. So so I'll get my facing also for the back. I'll fold into two, then get my back. Make sure that it's equal, or the face is just maybe a bit longer than the main fabric, so that you will not run shortage. So I'll place it this way. Once I place it, I'm going to cut exactly what I have. Also, the length is going to be 5 inches like the front. So where's my tape? So I'll cut the neckline now. Yeah, the slope, so that I'll use it to cover the front. Then I'm going to slit the back, like I said, up to 4 inches. Just slit it, the back neckline, this way. And also slit it exactly the same way. So that is what I have. The length is going to be the same 5 inches. So the next thing now is to cut the sleeve. So here's the back neckline with the slits. So you can decide to add your button or you leave it like that. So this is it. This is it. When you're sewing, just stitch this plate and sew with the V parts. So I'll place this aside and we'll be cutting. I will now measure the armhole. I'll measure around the armhole to see what I have. I have 13 inches. So before cutting the sleeve, I'm going to cut a long strap that at least is 1 inch wide. So I'm going to just let it be as long as you want, especially for the belt. So this is going to be 1 inch wide, or 1.25 inches. So I'll make it 1.25 inches. So I'll cut it. Just a long strap. So this is what I'm going to be using for the belt parts. So it's as long as I want. The next one is the one that you're going to be using to create the what is it called, the case, the base for the where you're going to insert the belt. So I'll still just cut the same thing so that I will not run shortage. It should be like 1 inch or 1.5 inches. So the next thing now, this is what I have left for the sleeve. may not really give me the exact length that I want, but I'll try my possible best to manage it. So like I said, it will be a best sleeve.
So you fold it as if you are cutting a play. So this is how it's going to look. The down part should be wider as if you are cutting a play, like fold it in a bias form. So I'll just get my line, just rule out a straight line. So the next thing is to take your sleeve length. I use 25 inches for my sleeve length. I'll get my sleeve length. So that is my sleeve length. So once you have your sleeve length, that part you come down by 4 inches. So you once you come down by 4 inches, then the full length, that is the hemming part, the white part, you check the wideness that you have. I had 16 inches wideness. So from that place you are going to curve it like this. You remember that we are not just making just the basic sleeve. Just from that 4 inches you curve it down. So the next thing is to measure round. You just measure it round and get your 13 inches. That is your round hole measurement. Please, I have a tutorial. I've made a tutorial on how to cut a bishop sleeve this way that doesn't need a slash and spread method. So you just notch under your 13 inches mark. So that is just it. This is the sleeve. So I'll use it to cut the remaining one.
The neckline, I've attached the facing, this is the front facing, this is the front is going to look. I'm sure that you're not new to this. And here is the back. I attached a button hook for the back. Sorry that I didn't show this part. So you just attach where you your button holder. So once you are finished doing that, once you are done doing that, you are going to fold this into equal half, like keep it on fold. This is the back. Also do the same with the front. Then give it a good press. Give it a good iron. Then I did something to this down part. I had to cut a facing for the down part because I want the down part to be neat. I don't want to start folding it. This is how the down part is. Even the sleeve, I also used a facing for the sleeve so that it will have this bold and neat finishing. So how you are going to achieve that is to get your fabric, put it on fold just the way you cut a neckline for your facing for your neckline. Also do the same. So this is the facing for the down part. So this is it. This is it. This is the folded part. So when you open it up, the folding is three inches. When you fold it, you have 2.5 inches. So I'm just going to place it like this. I'm going to place it this way and sew it round. After that, you're going to top stitch on the, is either you top stitch on your facing or your fabric, then you just pull it over and fold it inside. So pull it over and use half inch to fold it inside. That is just what I did for the folding. So I'm doing the same thing to the sleeve part. So once you are done with that, you're going to fold it into two before joining the shoulder. You're folding it into two. So I'll fold this into two.
So you fold it into to give it a good press just to get the center line. So from that your shoulder line, you get your waist location. And I ended up using 17 inches here because I don't want it to sit directly on my waist. So instead of 16 inches, that is where we are going to be attaching the waist string, the base for the waist string. So I used 17 inches from my shoulder. I came down by 17 inches. So I'll also flip it to the other side. I'm just making a line for this will serve as a guideline when you start attaching it. So that is what you need. You also mark 17 inches instead of 16 inches as the normal waist location. I use 17 inches instead so that it will sit properly on your waist. So that is just what you need. You need to draft it on both the front and the back, just this guideline, so that it will be very easy for you to attach your strap. Once you are done with that, you're going to go ahead to join the shoulder and the side with half inch.
So here I'm done joining the side, the sleeve, and this is how it's looking. This is the sleeve. This is how the sleeve is looking. This is how it's looking. So the next thing is to turn the front part. Just turn it this way. Then you get your strap. Remember that we've cut out the strap. The other one I've turned it to I've turned it. So that is what you are going to be using as the belt. So this one is still like this. So what you are going to do, the middle of your dress, that is the center front. This is the center front, and here is the line that you're going to be attaching it to. So I'll get it. That's the right part facing each other. This is the center front. So I'll fold in like up to 1 inch like this, so that this place will be neat. But this place is going to be like this. So I'll fold up to 1 inch or 1.5, depending on how long your strap is. So I'll just place it like this. There, I'm going to once you lay it like this, you are going to open it from the down part. You are going to open it because you are not going to sew the front and back together. So you just have to open it, and this is just the front. So you just open it like this. This how it's going to be on your machine here. From here, you're going to open it. Then you place this one. So you are going to sew it with up to maybe quarter of an inch round till you get to this part also. So when you get to this part, you also fold it in like this to close it. So I will go to my machine, then sew it there. End here. Just stop half inch. Let it not come together. Like half inch before the middle line. Push it a little here. This is just quarter. It's not up to half an inch. Also, this one is going to stop, not up to half an inch. But the space you're going to have in between, it should be like half inch. Don't just join it together. So I'll go to my machine, sew it round, and come back. So I've gone ahead to attach it. I've sewn it round, and this is what I have. So this is what I have. This is how it's looking. This is the case for the drawstring. So the next thing now is to fold it this way. The next thing, you can give it a good press. Just give it a good iron it flat this way. So the next thing is to just fold in a little. Just fold in something like this, and also top stitch it like sew it on top round also. So I will go and do that. You can iron it if you want, just to have a neat finishing. So you just sew it around. So that is what I'll do. I'm going to iron it then. Just sew it round. Just fold it a little. Make sure that it's on the same line. So I'm going to go ahead, iron it, and sew it and show you just past the strap that we are using. And we are done. I'll wear it and so here I'm done attaching it, and this is what we have. This is the strap. The strap is as long as you want. Just make it to be long as you want. I think this should be like up to a yard and or up to a yard and so I'm going to pass it through this hole that we've created. So you just pass it around and pull it out here. So come hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please make sure to like and share and support me by engaging. Thank you guys. Just take your time and pull it out. Thanks guys. See you in my next tutorial.